Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Center for Being Loving Kindness. My name is John Gallagher, and today we're going to discuss the Tao Te Ching, and today we're going to talk about verse 2. And I have somebody to join me. It's my smarter half. His name is Caden, and he's my 10-year-old son, but I don't know where he is. Caden, Caden, Caden. Oh, there he is. Did you just crawl out of the bowels of the earth? Have a seat, buddy. So here we are. We're going to discuss the Tao Te Ching. And we're on verse 2, right?
Yeah.
Yesterday we did verse 1?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to read today?
Fine. Sure. Yes. Under heaven, all can see beauty as beauty, only because there is ugliness. All can know good as good only because there is evil. Being and non-being produce each other. The difficult is born to the easy. In the easy. Long is defined by short, the high by the low. Before and after go along with each other. So the sage lives openly with apparent duality. Apparent duality. And paradoxical unity. The sage can act without effort and teach without words, nurturing things without processing them. He works, but not for rewards. He competes, but not for results. When the work is done, it is forgotten. That is why it lasts forever.
Okay.
On the next page?
No. It's one verse a page. So, you're talking about duality, right?
I don't know what that is.
Well, he said something about duality, right?
Apparent duality and paradoxical unity.
Okay. So, and he was saying that for us, in the manifested form, we have to have good to have evil, right? Like, you wouldn't know what good was without evil.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know what beautiful was without ugly.
Yeah.
Right? But it's a paradox, right, is what he's saying, which means it's kind of like, true, but it fights against itself.
Oh.
Right? So let me see it for a second here. So, do you think that's true? We can't have beauty without ugliness?
No.
Okay. And being and non-being produce each other. And the difficult is born in the easy. So, like in that statement, the difficult is born in the easy. We have an easy task in front of us, and we tend to make it difficult by putting our things on top of it, right? Mm-hmm. By putting our judgments on it. Oh, this task is hard, this task is hard. Instead of just doing the task in front of you, we focus on so we make it hard ourselves. So we're putting a judgment on it, right? Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So we want to get away from judging what's in front of us, right? Mm-hmm. So the sage lives openly with apparent duality and paradoxical unity. So he lives openly. And then the sage can act without effort and teach without words. So just by being, a sage is teaching. So just by the way he is, rather than saying, oh, you must do this, instead his being is doing the teaching. Follow what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because a lot of people, they say you should do one thing and then they act another way, right?
Yeah.
And we'd call that hypocrisy.
Okay.
You know, you say, even you say it to me sometimes, I'm being a hypocrite, right?
I do.
Well, Kayla does more than you. But, you know, I say, don't eat all that junk food and have stuff in a candy bar in my mouth, right?
Yeah.
That's not really teaching, is it? But if I were to walk that path of not eating junk food and to do the right thing, then I'd be teaching without words, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And then it said, you know, the sage lives in this openly with in duality and with this paradoxical unity. So yes, for us to make that judgment of beauty versus ugliness, we have to have two comparisons. But maybe what he's trying to say to us is, if we step back from it and realize everything in this world is part of the greater beauty, and it's also ugly. It's everything is both. All right?
Mhm.
And you know, if you grew up in one society, for instance, like in Western society, they think of a beautiful woman as this curvy woman, right?
Yeah.
Big boobs, nice butt, thin legs, right?
Mhm.
That's kind of the paradox of beauty. But then you go to some other cultures, and a nice full woman, what we would call fat or overweight here, is the ideal of beauty, because it represents that woman is, you know, she's fed well, she takes care of her family and stuff. All right, so it has different ideals of that beauty. So those are all judgments. But if you live in the way of Lao Tzu and the Taoist way, and what he's teaching us about the way, is that outside of this manifestation of this duality, inside is that energy, that light that we're in touch with, the universe, and there is really no beauty or ugliness. It's all perfect. It's all perfection, right? Does that make sense to you?
Mhm.
So we want to be careful when we're making those judgments in the manifested world, right?
Mhm.
Now, nurturing things without possessing them, he works, but not for rewards. He competes, but not for results. When the work is done, it is forgotten. That is why it lasts forever. Nurturing things without possessing them, he works. So, um, you know, when you nurture something, like for instance, when you have children, you know, we say, yes, you're my children because your mother and I produced you, right?
Mhm.
But we don't really own you, even though sometimes we tease and say, you know, that's why we had kids, so you could pick up us after us and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, we're joking. But we nurture you, we teach you to be a good kid and how to work hard and stuff. But we don't possess you. We can't possess you, right? We can't, like, own you. So we do that work, and then we have to separate ourselves from the results.
Mhm.
So we do the best job we can and teach you the best things we can, but we can't be attached to what that result is.
Right.
So that's how we're not possessing it, right? So this is a pretty good lesson, I think, today. And then he competes, but not for the results. So, you know, you'll see this in a lot of different philosophies. It's you know, like they say, it's about how you play the game. It's not if you win or lose, right?
Mhm.
So you want to put your best foot forward. What? Go ahead.
So I watched this. Well, I don't know if this is really it, but I watched this show,
Uh-huh.
and like they do this thing to get like a license for something, and this guy said that he's doing it for fun, like he's just doing it for the challenge.
Uh-huh.
But I just thought when I said that, I said, wait, but he's doing it for the result of a challenge.
Right, but what if he doesn't win the challenge? Is he going to be bent over, or he's just like? That's the difference.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Because in the show, he said he didn't care if he got it or not.
Right. He just wants to push himself and see if he can do it.
Mhm.
Right. Just like it doesn't mean you don't be competitive and put your best effort forward, but you still, you know, the way Dr. Dyer, Wayne Dyer, one of my favorite teachers, he puts it as like he's a big tennis player. So he's out there and he plays tennis aggressively, you know, he plays hard. He wants to win the tennis game.
Mhm.
But he doesn't get angry at the person he's playing against. He wants them to have their best game ever too, right?
Mhm.
So you can want your person you're competing with to do the best they can, and you do the best you can, and then you don't concern yourself with the results, and then you can put your full effort into that moment while you're playing the game, and not worried about, oh my God, if I don't get 2 more points, I'm going to lose, because that distracts you from playing the best game you can, right?
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
So if you're just focused on, I'm going to make my best shot now, I'm going to make my best shot next, I'm going to get the ball the best next, so on and so forth, then the odds of you actually winning are increased, because you're putting the best effort right now into this moment without concern of what's coming down the road.
Mhm.
And that's just like at the very last, when they say about working, when the work is done, it is forgotten. This is why it lasts forever. So you did your best, staying in that moment. You had a great game, and that game is done, and then you go on with life. You don't dwell on, oh, I won, I'm the best, and you go around bragging to everybody, oh, I'm the best, I beat Caden, he sucks, I'm better than Caden, ha ha ha. You might poke a little fun after the game and have fun with each other, but you don't carry that down the road, right?
Mhm.
Just like if you lose the competition, you're not like, oh, I'm a horrible person, blah, blah, blah. You lost. If you did the best you could, then you did the best you could. And if there's something, maybe I needed to work on my backhand a little bit in that tennis proposition,
Mhm.
then the next time you practice, you work on that backhand some more, right?
Mhm.
What do you think about that? Makes sense?
Mhm.
So what do you think the overall theme here is?
Uh, mm,
Do you think it's really about the first part where they're talking about to have beauty, you have to have ugliness, to have, to win, you have to have a loser, about this duality? Or is it saying that duality is part of our physical world and you can transcend that?
the
So you
second
don't
one?
have to be, okay, so you don't have to be focused on that, right?
Mhm.
Of course, when you're making a judgment, you got to say, well, I like these, but I don't like these. So, of course, there's some judgment with your ego and the physical manifestations. But if you go in from your heart, or from the way, or from the universe inside of you, or the God inside of you, and you're hooked up with that energy, then you're not attached to that duality, right?
Right.
Okay. Anything else you want to add? Do you think there's anything you could apply kind of this concept to in your life?
Guitar.
We could do that. Gaming too, right?
Mhm.
When you're playing games and video games and stuff, not go crazy about, oh my God, he's gonna beat me. Just stay and do the best you can in that moment, and then the result will be the result.
Mhm.
Cool. All right. Good job, buddy. Ready to go to the pool? It's only about 110 out still.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Well, thanks for stopping by. Tomorrow we're gonna do verse number 3. I know Caden's really excited about it. Because he was really excited about doing this video. Anyway, thanks for coming by, and we'll talk about verse 3 tomorrow. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh yeah, check out my channel, Kane Sean Vlogs.
Caden Sean Vlogs. It's a fun place to be. See ya.